Well, hello there. Did you know that I was trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty last week? Yeah, you didn't pick up. I tried to call you like a million times. I even sent you multiple voicemails, but you never listened to them and you didn't answer back. So I had to quit my job. And now I'm sitting here doing nothing because I got frustrated with you not picking up. So we're looking at some memes from antiwork, a beautiful subreddit that I found recently through the clicks. So thank him very much for sharing this with me because I just love it. And I hope you love it as well. Hello, all. Happy Wednesday. I'm not so happy this morning. Yesterday, 3 of you submitted your 2 weeks' notice. All 3 of you claimed it was because of a better opportunity, not even thinking about the fact that some of your coworkers have lives outside of their job and children. Your better opportunity, doubtful, we pay you all fair wages, are really worth affecting your team members' quality of life? I myself have children, and instead of being at their band resale this week, I will have to be sitting at work posting job offers on Indeed instead. This is outrageous. You all need to speak amongst yourself and plan these things out so you don't leave a company high and dry all at once. The lack of consideration from employees I previously had a different impression of is astounding. The new rule in our employee handbook will be updated to now require a 3-month notice, since that's how long it took us to train you. You will give 3 months notice and train your replacement in the meantime. And your 3 months notice will serve as your consent for your base pay to be lowered by $6 an hour, since you're believing your reduction in pay should be no issue. That's how this works from now on. You can thank your insubordinates for this. You can also thank them for the extra 30 hours of overtime per week you will be assigned to until I find new hirees and they are fully trained. I expect full cooperation from this team moving forward. Have a great day. You know what I mean? This subreddit is so super spicy. Sending an email like this to your employees after 3 of them quit, I for sure know why they quit. You don't seem to be a very pleasant person to be around. Also, I think this is from America, what I saw the original poster said over it, but I think in America it's okay to not leave a 2 weeks notice and just walk out and not work there anymore. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure, but that is what I gathered from all of the things I read about this so far. In Germany, it's a little bit different, so let me know. But this is insane. My point I'm making is you are insane. Thank you. By the way, OP wrote under it that they also quit the following day. Hello. Sophie just quit and we're already short staffed. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like I'll need you to come in Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, I will be out of town visiting family. As I told you in October, you approved it, and I'm unable to change my plans. I'm sorry. I don't appreciate the tone. We had enough stuff in October, and what I said no longer applies. Again, I apologize, but I need you here. But I need you here for Thanksgiving. Yeah, that won't be happening. Speak to me like that again, and you'll really be short staffed. You're about to get yourself in some big trouble. Cooperate, or you may find yourself here on Christmas as well. Got it? Yeah, I'm not sure how I put up with your stuff for almost a year, but I quit. Good luck finding someone else. Talking about audacity, just business. Pepsi has sued 4 Indian farmers $150,000 each for growing the type of potato used in the chips of its Lay's brand. What stage of capitalism is it when massive corporations can sue poor people for growing food? I have looked into this a little bit and I'm actually utterly surprised that you can trademark a sort of potato. That is insane. Also, $150,000 is a lot of money, even if these are bigger farms with like people who produce them on a bigger rate. This is a huge amount of money. And the fact that they can just do that, or that they are willing to just do that to someone who's not even close to being a competitor to them, is insane to me. Old Roots Don't Work at Kellogg's US announced it's firing strikers who refused designed by stride-breaking consultants, offers structure to turn workers against each other. Taking applications online, millennials slash Gen Z applied en masse with no intent of taking jobs and crashed the system. Ordered pizza for my kids and my daughter's math teacher is the person who delivers the pizza. This lady has a master's degree, make less money than my dumbass, and has to deliver pizza to make end meet. This ain't the American dream they keep trying to sell us. Now, I heard of this one quite a few times. Like, teachers in America make so little money, it's insane. Here in Germany, teachers don't make as much as they should make, but they are making enough to live and live an okayish life. But in America, the teachers don't make enough to live a basic life. And in the summertime, when they are on summer leave, they don't get paid anything. And I think that is insane. For someone who's working for our kids, protecting our kids, and teaching them for the future, they should get way more money. Hey, Becky canceled on Saturday. I need you to come in and cover for her. That's not my problem. Saturday is my day off, and I've been working 8 days straight and really need it. I'm sorry, we're short-staffed and I need you. Yeah, I'm not coming, so you have to. I'll see you on Saturday. No, you won't. I'm not coming in, and you can't make me. You sure you want to do this? You really want to put your health insurance on the line? What are you going to do? Fire me? I know you are short-staffed after Hunter and Paige quit last week, and you were already short bartenders. I don't accept that kind of attitude. Last chance. I'll see you on Saturday or I won't see you again. Did you really just threaten me with health insurance? Whatever, I'm done with this. You can consider this my notice. I've had enough of BS. First of all, universal health insurance in Germany. Woo! Second of all, threatening someone with their health insurance over not coming in on a busy day. What? You're insane. And I think that's like no matter what happens, like health insurance is something everybody needs. If you're getting sick, you need that. It's insane, and it's not a threat that you ever want to make on anyone because it's insane. Arkansas waitress was fired for not sharing her $4,400 tips with coworkers. Owner wanted a cut also. She said pooling tips never happened in the 3 years she's worked there. She's made nearly $10K on GoFundMe since being fired. This story is already a few years old. I've seen this before, but as someone who works in a similar industry or has worked in a similar industry for most of her life, let me give you 2 examples of tip sharing in my old companies. The first restaurant I worked as a waitress after I was done with my studies, we had a tip pool. So basically meaning the restaurant owner would take all of the tip, and at the end of the week, everybody would get an envelope with a split of the tip. Now, when he took in all the tips, he took 50% out for himself, gave 20% to the kitchen, 15% to the waiters, and 10% to the dishwashers. That was his split. Our boss took 50% off of our tips. If I was in a situation like this, where I make a huge load of money, which happened because you were usually assigned to bigger groups or festive when they're celebrating in one certain area and it was your area, they would give you a generous tip and you would see nothing of that. I think the biggest tip I got from one table was like 400 euros or something, and at the end of the week I got a split from all the tips collectively together of the whole week, the entire restaurant, of like 150. That was when I got curious on how the tip was split, and he told me that this is how he splits the tip. That made me angry. And from that day forward, I decided, no, I want to keep my own tip. And he got mad and he wanted me to leave, which is a little bit more complicated in Germany, but that is a different story. And the other story is I worked as a bartender in a big hotel. At the time, I was the only bartender working there because my other coworker who was working at the bar with me, she was on parental leave and not allowed to work in a bar while being pregnant. So We got a new coworker who was working at the reception, and he sometimes took over the night shifts on the reception. So after I closed my bar, I would go over and hand over my daily income to them, give them a small tour on what they still had to clean and do at the bar. And we had a tip pool, not just for the bar, but also for the morning staff, because you don't usually get tips in the morning. And so they would get a fair share of my tip as well, so that we could split it between bar and breakfast. And the new coworker worked there for like 2 months before they realized that every single night he took out the entirety of the tip out of my tip jar, which has been like per evening about 60 to 100 euros, depending on how full the bar was. And he was fired. He got fired because you can fire anyone within the first 6 months of working there without a reason in Germany. But he didn't have to replace my tip because it technically wasn't company money. And so he didn't steal from the company. He just stole from me personally. And he was fired. It all came out while I was on vacation, and he had to help in the bar, and someone saw him steal the tip. That is how it came out. And I didn't get anything from that. I didn't get my tip back. There were like 2 months. Like, I made about 60 to 100 bucks every evening, and he took all of that. He stole it all, and I never got it back. And this is my lesson for you: to not do tip pools. You don't share your tip. Your tip is your tip. If you want to share it with the kitchen or with other workers, with your runners, whatever, share it with them. Otherwise, your tip is your tip. Thank you for listening to my short rant. I saved over 100k in just 3 years by the time I was 27. Here are my top money saving tips. Saving that much money was not a walk in the park, but I was lucky to have the support of my mother, who worked tirelessly to help pay for all 4 years of my private college tuition, which was roughly 35,000 per year. I saved 100k by having my mom give me 140k. Again, having someone else pay for your stuff doesn't mean you earned that stuff, okay? If you made 100k in these 3 years with your job and everything, great, good for you. I didn't read the rest of the article. But if your mom already paid 140k for your college tuition, you are still 40k in debt. That is better than some other people who go in college debt to have the chance to study. But you are still in debt. You didn't solve anything. You only solved the problem with throwing mom's money at someone. That's not how that works. Cease. This guy told his job he didn't want a birthday party because of his anxiety. They threw him one anyways. He had a panic attack. They fired him for his behavior. He sued, and now they owe him 450k. Ah, yes? Thank you for doing the thing I told you specifically not to do. Very helpful. Good evening, blurb. I was reviewing the cameras from our shift today and noticed that you were sitting on a stool for the majority of your shift. This is completely unacceptable behavior, and we'll be discussing it tomorrow before shift. I cleared it with blurb. I have 2 broken bones in my left foot. Doctor documented. Aside from that, I packed 240 plus UPH for the entirety of my shift. 12 full hours. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we do have a ranked list of packing display directly above our stations. My efforts earned me the first place today. So just to be clear, my impressive performance was overshadowed by the fact that I wasn't uncomfortable enough while doing it. I'm really not appreciating your attitude. You could have just said the first part, where it was cleared with another lead, instead of being disrespectful. This type of behavior isn't going to get you anywhere here. Hey, thanks for wasting my precious off time with some garbage you didn't bother to investigate beforehand. Seriously, 240 plus UHP. What you claim to be pinnacle of performance there. I achieved it. And I get grief because I was sitting while doing it. You guys need to get your priorities straight. It is no wonder that you have such difficulties retaining staff. I'm not concerned with going anywhere there. It's a toxic environment with ignorant people at the helm. I won't be in tomorrow or ever again. We don't need to rush to you leaving. Let's talk in the morning and we can sort this out. No thanks. Have a good life. I love the backtracking after you said that you're going to quit. It's pure gold. It goes from no F you to wait, please don't come back in. We can figure that out. I've been disrespectful, but that is all right because I am your boss. McDonald's and Visa partnered to show fast food restaurant workers can live off of $8.25 an hour if they budget. Unfortunately, that budget includes working a second job and not having heat. You know, looking at this chart, first of all, your first income job is 1,105 and the second income job is 955. So the second income job is nearly as high as your first job. So going after that logic, you nearly have to work 40 hours in the second job as well to get to the kind of money that they're calculating. Not having heat, especially in the winter, out. Health insurance for $20, I think, is quite ridiculous because I think it's more in America, but okay. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is insane. You are insane. Thank you for listening. Hey, can you come in and help these guys? It's only 3 of them all day. Like I told Blurb, I can come in, but would only be an hour or so since I have an appointment at 3:30. You don't answer anytime someone calls you. How's that supposed to work? When a murderer happened in my house, I was at work the next day. When I had both my wisdom tooth coming in off like 3 different painkillers, I was at work. I'm saying this because you have to understand what comes with this promotion. We need to be able to rely on you at all times. And if you feel like you're not happy here, we don't want to keep you somewhere you're not happy. I murdered like 3 people with a hatchet one day and I came in working at the same time. What is your excuse? Stupid millennials not wanting to work anymore. Hey, it's Hope. I have a family emergency and I can't come in tonight. Well, start calling around. You need to get it covered. What's your emergency? I will try, and we just had to put our family dogs down. That's not the best reason to tell me you're not coming into work. Okay, I'm also turning in my 2 weeks, but if you need something written, I can do that as well. I'll just figure it out tonight. Again, I love how quickly they change their mind from like no F you to, oh wait, we work on that. It's just pure gold. My former employer just sent me a bill for 8 cents that they were supposed to take out of my last check. How do I make it as painful as possible for them to collect? This one is just pure gold. I have to give you some of the best replies under there. Send a cash payment of 1 cent. In a month or so, then they send you an updated invoice for 7 cents. Send another cash payment for 1 more cent. Not cash, credit card. Credit card charges the processing fee to the person getting the payment, usually a flat fee plus a percentage. Send them a request for an itemized statement showing them exact date, time, etc. that they overpaid you, and tell them they need to send you a prepaid envelope. Then send them the 8 pennies. 7 pennies. If, when they contact you again demanding the last penny, be very confident you send 8, but that you'll generously resend the missing one if they supply another envelope and an updated invoice. Every 20 days or so, call to tell them how sorry you were that you lost the statement and can they please send a new one. If they try to tell you the amount so you can just pay it, insist you'd like to have it for your records before you pay. Hang up if they get hostile. Call back the next day as if I never happened. You're all evil and I love you. These are some great ideas. Work dress code states no shorts. I love a man in skirt and he looks hot. He looks really, really hot on that. Big big points for you, darling. Big points for you. Sat through a horrible job interview for an hour. Then the guy was like, by the way, this only pays 30K. So if you're looking for a job that pays better, look elsewhere. So I said, okay, I will. And then he was like, wait, no. Lemo, this was an hour ago and I'm still feeling incredible. What do you thought was gonna happen? What kind of interview is that where you're like, oh, by the way, we pay really, really shitty. Just so you're aware, if you want someone who actually values your time and pays you better, go somewhere else. Okay, I'll leave. Wait, what? No, don't do that. Hi, Dawn. This is Crystal. I'm just letting you know my son is still on life support, so until he's out of the bed, I will not be able to make it to work. I can let you know as he starts to get better, so that way I can return to work with no problems. That isn't how we do things. So I'll accept that you're quitting. Okay, so how do we do things when my child is on life support? I never said I was quitting, so I'll take that as you're firing me. If you can't come into work, that's you quitting. No, that's not. I'm letting you know I can't come into work due to my child's life on the line. I'm letting you know ahead of time. I will not get into with you on here, but I've been more than accommodating during the slowing schedule changes and such. There is no reason you can't work, and I will not tolerate drama. End of conversation. If you aren't there to work your shift tomorrow, then I'll take that as you've quit. Okay, this is not an eye doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment. This is my child's life that we're talking about. He is on life support. Okay? I will be in contact with corporate. I'll never quit my job. And you can't work cause? It's too much drama. Here's the number. Would you be able to get in work and function if your child was on life support? I don't know if I'm coming or going and I expect me to work. Yes, I would. I still have bills to pay and something to keep me busy and occupied. We don't just get to come and go as we please at Folgoil. I have tomorrow and Monday covered. Your son is in the best place he can be. I have a store to run, and that's my focus. Okay, so I kind of forgot to cut the last part in. I don't know why, but I think what happened is that the manager, Dawn, she got fired and the other person got to keep her job and spend some time with her son. The fact that you think that your work is more important than your child's life is leaving me with a lot of questions. No matter what happens, my child would always come first. Like I would not be in for work if that was my child. I would be in the hospital 24/7 and not leave his side. So big credits to the company for firing the manager, and also big F you to Dawn. I'm sorry, respectfully, but F you. Put on my 2 weeks on Friday. Management went apeshit and fired me. Forced them to come pick up their truck on Sunday. I started a new job 2 months ago. I do field plumbing service work, so to speak. It hasn't been going well, and I've decided Friday to put in my 2 weeks. Well, giving notice, I guess, was a bad idea because things on the employer side got real unprofessional real quick. My direct boss has a meltdown when I told him calmly and professional that I was quitting, told me to F off, and hung up on me. I took that as being fired. Their problem was that I had their F350 work truck. They demanded I bring the truck back to main headquarters 3 hours away without a ride home. Yesterday I emailed them that I told them to come to get their stuff. I had the police come over and declared the vehicle abandoned. They would tow it within the next 24 hours. The big boss and the boss that told me to F off had to come all the way out here on a Sunday to get the truck before it got towed off of my property. They really did themselves dirty with that one. I love it. I love your sass, and I love that you know these kind of loopholes to make them go through the trouble picking up their truck on the same day. You go. You did great. Big kratos for that. I need someone to explain to me why it's always, if you can't pay rent, buy fewer lattes and avocado toast. And not, if you can't pay your employees a living wage, buy fewer yachts, rockets, and spacecrafts. Explain this to me like I'm in kindergarten. I worked for a billing office and built programs to make it easier to keep track of clients, payments, and records. I was fired and told to finish out 2 weeks. In that time, I removed every program I created and put them back to their outdated original program. Sounds like some real pain in the lower back area to me. Good for you. Good morning. Did you create an order for this week or an inventory? I am confused. Was my position eliminated or not? Yes, but you did inventory and prepared an order on Sunday. I was wondering where it was, if at all. Oh, honey, bless your heart. You don't fire someone and then still contact them to ask questions about the job because you don't know. 25 years in the kitchen, just thought you would been professional. Yeah, in 25 years, I never had anyone fire me, then expect me to still work. I had something like this happen to me actually. I worked as a breakfast supervisor in a restaurant and I helped with like orders and stuff as well. And I it's a little bit different. So I quit my job because I got another opportunity. And in Germany, when you quit, you still have to work for 4 weeks. There is no I quit and just leave. You still have to finish your job or you can get a penalty that you have to pay. So I quit and I wanted to work my last 4 weeks. But my boss was very, very pity. So he gave me a letter, and it's like a thing that you can give your employees in Germany that they still get paid the last month, but they don't have to show up for work anymore. So he gave that to me. I signed that. I was like, you know what? F it, whatever. And I signed it, put it in my pocket, got my clothes off in the middle of lunch service while people had still ordered food on my tables and stuff. And I just left. And he kicked me out of the entire system immediately and deleted my emails and everything. And within the next few days, I got like requests from people because I had some important contacts in my email and some things that I have been talking about with other people who don't work at the company that were important for the ongoing service of the hotel. So they tried to contact me after I got this letter and been like, hey, big, big, crazy, scary thing, your email got deleted. Can you give us like info on that and info on that? I'm like, sorry, I don't work there anymore. I don't know. Look it up yourself. They couldn't, and I don't know. At one point, they stopped contacting me. But if I quit and you give me a notice that I have to leave and I can't work anymore, then whatever, dude. You do you. That is not how that works. You can't just tell me, okay, get out and then expect me to still work. I signed my paper. The paper stated I don't have to work anymore, so I didn't. There is no teacher shortage. There are thousands of qualified, experienced teachers who are no longer teaching. There's a shortage of respect and proper compensation for teachers, allowing them to actually teach. I said that earlier. I really don't understand the American system and that it's insane. And please respect your teachers and pay your teachers. I know there are some idiots between them, but most of them are really, really nice. So respect your teachers. And that was already the last meme for today. Well, I mean, already. I'm looking at about 35 minutes of editing, and I am not happy to listen to my own voice for 1.5 hours to go, just so you have a halfway okayish video that you may or may not enjoy, but still gonna watch. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. If you made it till here, you're amazing. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and take a boop on the way out. Boop. See you.